How's it going, everybody? So today I want to do something that kind of takes inspiration from MNR Productions. So shout out to him. He does it for Star Wars, but I want to do it for Harry Potter. And my first version of this comparison video is gonna be between the two $400 Harry Potter sets, those being the new 2020 Diagon Alley and the 2018 Hogwarts Castle. So just like M&R Productions, I'm going to be using five different criteria for this series, that being the figures, the looks, the playability, the price, and then my personal opinion. Then we're going to assign points. Since there's only two here, the one that I think has the edge is going to get 2, and the one that does not is going to get 1. With all that being said, I hope you enjoy, and let's get right into it with our first category, which is going to be figures. Now, the Hogwarts Castle comes with 4 minifigures, but 28 if you're counting the small little, still trophy figures, I guess is what they're officially called, but you know what I mean, they're really small figures. You know, they're not exactly minifigures, but they're worth something, right? They are kind of cool, and they do have you can tell who they're supposed to be when you just look at them, which I think is a great achievement. The 4 minifigures here are Rowena Ravenclaw, Salazar Slytherin, Hegla Hufflepuff, and Godric Gryffindor. Wow, those are difficult names. And these are incredible figures, from printing to just how cool it is that we actually have these people. Gryffindor is probably the coolest in my opinion, but Salazar Slytherin is a really close second. He's a very traditional wizard, and I really like that. All the little trophy figures are also really cool in my opinion. I mean, it's just like a novelty, and that's kind of a thing that goes along with such a big price point. You know, it would be nice if, they included actually 28 minifigures. But I do see why they included these. I mean, it's the scale of the castle and just all that stuff. So now let's take a look at the Diagon Alley. Officially comes with 14, but we'll say it comes with 17 because that's what the Bricklink, catalog says. So for this one, we have the Daily Prophet photographer, Draco Malfoy, Florian Fortescue, Fred Weasley, Garrick Ollivander, George Weasley, Lockhart, Ginny Weasley, Harry Potter in his Hogwarts, and Harry Potter in his sand blue jacket, Hermione, Lucius, Molly, Ron, Hagrid, and then you have the Quidditch yellow robe and Quidditch dark blue robe. So I do count those because they're unique torsos, and you can always just slap a random head on them, and boom, now we have, these new figures. And that's such a cool thing that we're finally getting those, Quidditch robes. Finally, it's taken so long. It's about time. In terms of the other minifigures, this is the same situation where I think everyone just would prefer that we have more. But what we got is really good. I love the new Lucius. We got the same Hagrid again, but you couldn't really done anything different. You get the main trio and a really cool, surprise Harry Potter that no one knew we were going to get, which, by the way, looks really great and represents that Harry Potter really well. Lockhart is a standout, so is Ollivander. It's great that Fred and George have unique outfits here. You got some really cool inclusions like Florian Fortescue, the Daily Prophet photographer. Those are ones where it's we don't need them, but we got them. And, you have Draco Malfoy, then the Weasleys. It's just a very solid minifigure selection. So what it really comes down to is, would you rather have 4 very, very, very cool exclusive minifigures with a bunch of mini trophy figures, or 17 solid minifigures? And for me, it's very difficult, but I think objectively it's better to include minifigures. And even with the trophies, the Hogwarts Castle only includes 10 more figures. And that's considering that most of them, 24 of them, are just these little statues. So I have to give the edge to Diagon Alley for this one. And now let's move into looks. Now let's start with this. It's obvious these two are completely different ideas in terms of the building. They're both 400, but they're both going for two completely different things. And that makes it kind of difficult, right? Because it really comes down to what you would want. But I'm going to try to just compare it objectively. Starting with Hogwarts Castle. Now, it doesn't have every part of Hogwarts Castle. It doesn't have the astronomy tower or, the clock tower or some of those other just random buildings that we see. Though it does have probably the most iconic part and the most iconic view, that being the Great Hall, the little part where the boats come up to, the dorms, and then there was that tower across from it with the vertiduct connecting. It has that iconic structure. Also, it comes with some really cool small little diagrams or builds, I should say, for the Whomping Willow, Hagrid's hut, and then the boats, which are all very creative and nice little inclusions. Personally, I just think it looks incredible. On top of that, you still have that incredible backside with so many small little details. I can't get over it. The way it brings it to life is perfect. I'm pretty sure that they couldn't have done any better. And I mean that in all seriousness. I don't think that they could have done better bringing to life the castle like this. It just has all the small little details. It has the vibe, which is a huge thing. I mean, it just does it so well. And it looks so nice. There's a reason 2 years out they're still selling it, because people are probably still buying it. You have Easter eggs to all the movies as well. You have an incredible Great Hall model. You have the dorms. You have the girl's bathroom with a Moaning Myrtle sticker because, she's flying. You have the staircases that move. You have the Chamber of Secrets entrance, the Chamber of Secrets itself. You have all the rooms from the first movie. You have the dungeons. You have iconic classrooms like Snape's, Umbridge's, and many more. It just is packed with detail on the inside and looks incredible from the outside. But that leads me over to the next one, which is Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley has a completely different thing going on. It's going for more of just a large playset, really. And it has Ollivanders, Scribbles, the Quidditch shop, the Daily Prophet, the ice cream parlor, Flourish and Blots, and then the Weasley shop. And they all look incredible and bring to life exactly what they're trying to. Another big plus is that, you have multiple ways to display it. They're connected in 4 different parts. So you can do a street where, they're 2 across from each other. Also, that leaves room for expansion. They're all unique. It's very difficult because, they're really just 2 completely different ideas and what you're looking for. But I think I just have to give it to the Hogwarts Castle for this one. It just has that feeling of grandeur that a $400 set really deserves. Diagon Alley is incredible, looks stunning, and I'm still amazed by it, but I just can't get over the fact that it just feels like a regular playset. The Hogwarts Castle feels like a $400 set, and that's why I have to give the edge to the Hogwarts Castle for this one. Now let's move on to playability. This one is pretty obvious. Hogwarts Castle has no real play features. Like I said, you have those really cool interiors where you could act out, some of the iconic scenes. Again, Chamber of Secrets, the Great Hall, you have the many scenes there. You have the end of Sorcerer's Stone. You have the dorms. You get it. You also get a bunch of little stuff like the the Horntail from number 4, Goblet of Fire, and you can always recreate that scene. You get all these things, but when it comes to playability, it has to be Diagon Alley. For one, the interiors are just really fleshed out. Now, there's no, as far as I know, outright play features, but when you have minifigures and, these 6 different interiors and multiple ways to put it together and all this stuff, it has to be that. They're both not very good for playability, but like I said, if I've got to give it to one of them, it's got to be the one that gives you the most imaginative play. And that, in my opinion, has to be Diagon Alley. So we're going to give it to Diagon Alley. Price. This one's difficult because they're both $400. So we have to go for price per piece, which I know not many people like, but it's the only fair way to do this. Now, the Hogwarts castle comes with 6,000 pieces, and Diagon Alley comes with 5,544. And there's no real big pieces in, Diagon Alley. There are a couple pretty big pieces in Hogwarts Castle, so you are really, you technically are getting a better deal with the Hogwarts Castle. This one I'm almost feeling like should be scrapped, but I don't know. It's just, it's important because you have to have 5 sections, so I do have to give it to the Hogwarts Castle. So right now we're all tied up if you've been keeping track, and that leaves it to my opinion. My opinion is Diagon Alley. I'm a minifigure person at heart, and so when you're getting these two different things, I just much prefer to have the cool Diagon Alley setup. Now, when I have the money to buy this, which I hope one day I would do, I will probably get the Hogwarts Castle, just because, if it's sooner, right? Because it's going to retire sooner. That means the price is going to be constantly going up. So I'm going to want to get the later one first. But, if I could only get one, I'd probably have to go with the Diagon Alley. It just is better, It has beautiful looks. It has great fleshed out interiors, a good chunk of minifigures. You have some really new exclusive pieces. And, I don't know. I just think the Diagon Alley is a better set, but that doesn't mean Hogwarts Castle is bad at all, because like I said, when it comes to it, I'm probably going to buy Hogwarts Castle first. That has more to do with like the market of Lego, but whatever. They're both beautiful sets, and I can't wait for one day to display them. But that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you think I should do more stuff like this. But yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.